Negative and fractional indices made simple. I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to our series on negative and fractional indices. We have a couple of examples for you to practice and understand the concept. Some formulae which might be used in this exercise are given here for your reference. Anything to the power of 0 is 1, and negative exponents x to the power of minus n equals to 1 over x to the power of n. Well, these are the two properties which we are going to use definitely, but there are others which definitely you might need to know. You might be knowing them also. Make a note of this. Let's continue with the examples which we have. Let me first share with you the type of questions. So we are working with negative and fractional indices. Write the value of each, means evaluate. 8 to the power of minus 1 over 3, 25 to the power of minus 1 over 2, 81 to the power of minus 1 over 4. So that is first set, and then we move on to slightly more complicated. See the index, we have made it 8 to the power of minus 2 over 3 instead of just 1. So you have to square the answer which you got in the previous three questions, correct? So that is kind of a change in this set of three questions. So I hope you can relate them. The first set was minus 1 to 1 over something, right? So negative powers, kind of a reciprocal, right? And the second, we are kind of squaring them, so adding more complexity, but that connection will make you understand the whole concept. Then further, we have involved the fractions. So when the fractions are involved, they flip, right? So we'll understand this concept also and end up with a question for you to practice. So these are the 10 questions which we are going to do one by one. So as we begin from the very first one, you will kind of get the whole concept, and by the end, you will master it. That's the whole idea. Now, in case you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given, or fill up a form on our website. Now, let's look into the solution of these questions. The very first one here is 8 to the power of minus 1 over 3. So, remember this, if I have x to the power of minus n, anything here, then it becomes 1 over x to the power of n. Correct? This is important. Another thing is, if we have a over b to the power of, let's say, minus n, then it flips, right? It becomes b over a to the power of n. It flips. Here also, think like it is x to the power of minus n, but written 1 here, right? So 1 goes on the top. Do you see that concept? So it flips, and then the power becomes positive. So negative basically makes it a reciprocal, right? So remember that part. So this is making it a reciprocal. So the first step here is to rewrite 8 to the power of minus 1 over 3 is equal to what? It means 1 over 8 to the power of 1 over 3. You get the idea. Cube root of 1/8. Cube root of 1/8, right? So negative means flip. So we do this flip, right? So negative means flip. Okay. Now we have to do cube root of 8, right? And you know what is cube root of 8? It is 2. Since 8 is equal to 2 cube, correct? So 8 to the power of, I should write like this also, cube root of 8 is 2, right? Or you could write inside 1 over 2 cube and then 1 over 3. So when you multiply 3 with 1 over 3, you get 1 over 2. You get the idea, right? So basically, you're multiplying these exponents. 3 gets multiplied by 1 over 3, right? And that gives you the result half. So you could think like this while working, correct? Next one. 25 to the power of minus half. first you take care of the negative number, making it a reciprocal. So first step is to flip or reciprocal. So it becomes 1 over 25, right? So it becomes 1 over 25 to the power of half, right? Half means square root, right? So 1 over square root of 25, which is 1 over 5, correct? Since you know 5 square is 25. So 5 is equals to square root of 25. Makes sense, right? Either way you could connect it, right? Okay, 81 to the power of minus 1 over 4. Now, how do you relate 81? 81 is 9 squared, 9 is 3 squared. So that is the connection, right? Well, first step is to do the reciprocal. So 81 to the power of minus 1 over 4 will be written as 1 over 81. You could write power of 1 over 4 here also, right? I'm just writing here 1 over 4, 1 4. Now 1 to the power of anything is 1, and that is why we are not changing that. We are working on 81. Okay, so 81, think like this. 81 is 9 square, right? 9 is 3 square. So that gives me 3 to the power of 4, right? So 81 is 3 to the power of 4. Using this information, we can now rewrite this as 1 over 9 to the power of 4 to the power of 1 over 4. And that gives me 1 over 9, right? So that is how we are getting our results. Perfect. Is this clear to you? So we have done all this with 1 to the power, something to the power of 1 over something, right? Cube root we found, square root we found, fourth root we found. Now, we'll go for the radical roots. 8 to the power of minus 2 over 3. So once again, 8 becomes 1 over 8 since we have negative exponent, but the power is 2 over 3 now. We have already taken care of the negative part, correct? So now we can find the cube root of 8 and then square it. You get the idea. So you could do 1 over 8 cube root and then square it. You have an option. So first to do cube root is better. We did the cube root earlier and we know it is 1 over 2. Cube root of 8 is 2. And we'll square it to get the answer, which is 1 over 4. Makes sense? So that is how we'll do. So the steps involved here is to flip, which is reciprocal, right? And then root and then power. Is that clear to you? That is a good approach to follow. So let's do the next one, which is 27 to the power of minus 2 over 3. So first step, flip, right? And then write this as 2 to the power of 3. We have taken care of the negative part. Now do the cube root, right? So now do the cube root of 27, which you know is 3, correct? And next time we are going to square, right? So we have 1 over 3. And when you square this, you get 1 over 9. So you're getting the flow, right? That is how we are going to answer these questions. Next one is 64. Now we have to find the cube root of 64 after flipping it. So 1 over 64, first step is simple, taking care of the negative exponent, right? And we have the other part, which is 2 over 3. Do you see that? And that is the fractional part. So let's now take care of this. First you do the cube root, 1 over 64 cube root, right? Let me write bigger. And then we'll square it. Cube root of 16 is 4, so we get 1 over 4 and then square it, so we get 16. Do you see how we answered this question? These are the steps involved. Slightly tricky, but needs practice, and that is why we have so many questions. Let's do the next two. Now we have involved fractions inside. So we're looking into negative fractional indices on fractions, correct? 8 over 27 minus 1 over 3. First step, flip it. So we have 27 over 8. We have taken care of negative, so I'm only writing the cube root, 1 over 3. Makes sense? So you now write cube root of 27. So individually, I'm writing here 27 cube root and cube root of 8. Cube root of 27 is 3 and that of 8 is 2. So your answer is 3 by 2. Perfect. Next one. 25 over 81 to the power of minus half. I'd like you to pause the video and do it yourself. So first step, flip it. 81 over 25. We have taken care of minus in the exponent. Now we have to do square root. So square root of 81 divided by square root of 25. We know the square root of 81 is 9 and that of 25 is 5. And that's how we'll answer this question. Absolutely clear, right? Here are the last two for you to practice. I'd like you to pause the video and then answer these questions, correct? 1 over 125 to the power of minus 2 over 3. Minus means to flip and then cube root and square. And 27 over 100 to the power of minus 2 over 3, correct? So I hope you have already got the answers. Let me continue. So first step, flip it. So we get 125. No need to write 1 here. If you want, you can. But no need, right? So we have 2 to the power of 3. First do the cube root. So 125 cube root. And then you square it. Cube root of 125 is 5. And square of 5 is 25. Clear? The last question here is 27 over 100 to the power of minus 2 over 3. So to the power of minus means flip it. 100 over 27 to the power of 2 over 3 now. Do the cube root first. So we have 100 cube root over 27 cube root. And then you square it. So here in the denominator, you could easily get the answer, which is cube root is 3. But in the numerator, with 100, we really cannot solve it, right? So we'll just keep it as 100 and we'll square it. Square means we'll square the inside term, right? So we have still cube root going on, but we are squaring 100, right? So 100 square will be 100 and 2 more zeros. You get the idea. And here we are squaring 3. So we kind of did separate operations on both, squared the numerator, squared the denominator, right? Now in this particular case, you can take out 3 of the zeros, but 1 will be left inside. So you get 10. Cube root of 10, this is complicated, right? 10 cube root of 10 over 9. You see that? That is how we are going to get this answer. Now these are the type of questions which we'll further explore in higher level, correct? Well, this is just to give you an idea that it could be more complicated. Perfect. So with that, we have solved these set of 10 questions one by one. I hope their solutions is absolutely clear. You feel free to send your comments. In case you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given. Thanks for your time and all the best.